Welcome to the Dance Reel podcast. I'm Kate Histon, and my work centres on one purpose: raising the standard of care, leadership and culture in dance. After a lifetime in the industry, I have learned that technical excellence means little without environments that respect the whole person. This podcast explores what happens when training, well-being and integrity stand together. At times we examine the difficult stories and the darker patterns that have shaped the industry, because honest reflection lays the groundwork for genuine progress. You will hear conversations that question old norms, illuminate healthier pathways, and remind us of why dance is both an art form and a community. If you value thoughtful dialogue, conscious leadership, and a more human approach to high performance, you are in the right place. Through storytelling, lived experience, and professional advice, this podcast is for leaders, dance parents, and anyone that is helping shape the next generation of performers. Let us rethink what the dance world can become and keep it real. Today on the Dance Reel podcast, I wanted to talk about one of my favourite subjects, a dancer's mindset, and how you, teachers and parents, can help your dancers get the best out of their dance through mindset. Firstly, let's have a look at how dancers construct their inner world. I want to move beyond the language of confidence, positivity, and mindset as a general concept. I'd like to talk about the actual mechanics of what is happening inside the dancer's mind, because mindset is not random, it's structured. It follows a process. And if you understand that process, you can work with it in a way that is far more effective than surface level encouragement. Let's look at the human mind as a meaning-making system. Every moment a dancer has in class, on stage, or in competition, they are not just seeing what is happening, they are assigning meaning to what is happening. This happens quickly and often outside of conscious awareness. A teacher gives a correction, a result is announced, a peer performs well. The meaning is constructed internally, and that meaning is what generates the emotional and behavioural response. So if we want to understand mindset, we have to move away from focusing only on external events and begin examining how those events are being interpreted. So let's slow the process down. An event occurs. For example, a dancer receives a correction in class. That moment passes through an internal filter. The dancer asks, often unconsciously, what does that mean? The answer to that question is shaped by prior experiences, environment, and repeated patterns of interpretation. So the correction might then become, this means I'm improving, or this means I'm behind, or this means I'm not good enough. And the body responds to the meaning. So two dancers can stand in the same class, receive the same correction, and leave with completely different internal states. Let's have a look at how beliefs are formed. Over time, these repeated meanings begin to stabilize. They become generalized. Instead of I struggled in that class, it becomes I struggle. Instead of I didn't place today, it can become I'm not successful. A belief is not a single thought. It is a pattern of meaning that has been repeated, reinforced, and once a belief is formed, it begins to filter future experiences. They will notice evidence that confirms the belief. They will minimize or dismiss evidence that contradicts it. This is why beliefs feel so real. They are self-reinforcing systems. Let's look at the layering of meaning. It is not just that dancers form beliefs, they also form beliefs about their beliefs. For example, a dancer might have thought, I'm nervous. Then a second layer forms. Nervous means I'm not ready, for example. Then a third layer forms. If I'm not ready, I shouldn't be here. So what started as a neutral physiological state then becomes a cascade of meaning that affects identity and behaviour. This layering process is often where anxiety intensifies, because the dancer is no longer responding to the original experience. They are responding to the meaning placed on the experience, and then the meaning placed on that meaning. Over time, these patterns consolidate into identity. I am a strong performer. I am inconsistent. or I am behind, I am talented, but identity is not fixed, it's constructed through repeated meaning making, because now every experience is evaluated in relation to that identity. And that is where many dancers struggle under pressure, because performance is no longer just about performance. It becomes a confirmation or threat to who they believe they are. Let's have a look at why surface level mindset work falls short. This is why common approaches to mindset feel ineffective. Telling a dancer to think positively does not address the structure underneath. If a dancer has a deeply held belief that their value is tied to their outcome of their performance, that belief will continue to organize their interpretations regardless of what they are told to think. So the work is not about replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. It is about examining how meaning is being created in the first place. So how do we begin to work with this in a practical way? The first step is awareness of interpretation. Noticing in real time, if possible, what am I making this mean? After a correction, after a result, after a comparison, this question alone begins to create space. The second step is examining its accuracy and usefulness of that meaning. Is this interpretation the only possible one? Is it serving my development? Is it aligned with the reality of growth and learning? And then deliberately expanding the meaning. Let's have an example. A correction can mean deficiency. It can also mean attention, refinement, and progression. A loss can mean failure. It can also mean exposure to a higher standard. It's about increasing flexibility in the interpretation. And flexibility creates stability. Let's have a little look at the role of the environment, the ecosystem around the dancer. It's important to recognize that dancers do not construct meaning in isolation. They are influenced by the environments they are in. Teachers, parents, and training cultures contribute significantly to how meaning is shaped. If a dancer is constantly exposed to environments where worth is linked to results, they will internalize that structure. If they are exposed to environments where feedback is contextualized, effort is recognized, and growth is emphasized, they develop a more internal, stable framework. So mindset is both internal and relational. If you take anything from this episode, let it be this. It is about understanding the meanings you are creating, the beliefs those meanings are forming, and the identity that is being built from them. Because once you can see that process, you are no longer inside it unconsciously. You can begin to work with it, with more precision, with more awareness, and with far more impact, both for yourself and for the dancers you are supporting. And if you liked this episode, remember to like, comment, and share with a friend. That would be a great help. Thank you so much.